welcome everybody. For those of you who are new to Laurentian, welcome to Laurentian. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. Je suis Shelley Watson, la vice-rectrice associée à l'apprentissage et à l'enseignement. So it's a mouthful, AVP of Learning and Teaching. So as Jason said, I do oversee the Center for Academic Excellence, but also the Student Life Portfolio. And I do believe accessibility and counseling are going to be discussed at one of the future service fairs, right, Jason?
Yep, absolutely. They're going to be here.
Okay,
Oui, absolument. Si pas demain, certainement jeudi.
Okay. And you've already heard from a couple of our team members in the CAE. So Jason is one of our valued team members in terms of transitions and engagement. Julie Semming is our manager of transitions and really helpful in overseeing orientation, and will continue with the transition programming over the next year. You also met Tammy, who is our manager of the Language Institute and responsible for the Lugo portfolio. So I'm going to spend just some time talking about our overall CAE structure, as well as some specific academic supports. Alors, le soutien plutôt pour vos études. Alors, je vais partager mon écran maintenant. Est-ce qu'on peut le voir? Oui? Okay, perfect. Okay, so when we're talking about the Center for Academic Excellence, I wanted to start with our mission statement, and we created this about 2 years ago, and it really speaks to this collaborative approach. So we cultivate an academic environment where students, faculty, and staff collaborate as a teaching and learning community. The CAE is a big place. Physically, if you're on campus, we're located in the library and also in the Parker, which is where Jason is right now, in the transitions office. But we also are offering a full range of supports remotely due to COVID. So here is a quick overview of the center, and I'm going to focus today on the student supports, but I think it's also important for you to see that we also have supports for faculty. Alors, l'engagement du corps professoral. Alors, je vais donner quelques exemples de soutien pour les membres du corps professoral aussi. But you can see that we have a student-facing side as well as a faculty-facing side. So as I mentioned at the beginning, Tammy being our manager of the Language Institute, and then we have Julie being our manager of student transitions and engagement. We also have academic advising, and our manager is Jean Denis. And I'll talk a little bit more in depth about les conseils aux études in a few moments. And then on the faculty side, we have Laurentian Online. So if you're taking any fully online programs, they are responsible for that, for your exams and so on. And then our teaching and innovation unit are responsible for helping to bring those online courses to fruition, as well as supporting your profs in terms of their use of technology in the classroom, D2L, etc. So I'll do a quick little overview of that. Alors, notre équipe d'enseignement et innovation sont vraiment occupées à donner le soutien pour les membres du corps professoral. So really busy in terms of supporting faculty and in getting ready for the academic year, not just because of COVID, but throughout the academic year. Just to give you an example, 190 plus one-on-one sessions this summer, 80 plus workshops over the last year in terms of using technology, how to use Zoom, different types of student engagement techniques. We've also are continuing to develop new online courses. And so we actually have 24 new courses that are available completely online for this fall. And over 120 of our online courses have been updated. So if you are taking an online course, and this is a truly online course, not just by a remote delivery, we have a full team that is helping to make those very engaging, up to date, and so on. So we do actually offer over 400 online courses en anglais et en français. So in terms of full examinations, faculty support, as well as a D2L learning environment. We offer 24 fully online degree programs. So some at the undergrad level, at the grad level, as well as certificates. And here you can see one of our team members, Christina Skopke in the middle. And one of the things that we've been doing as well is engaging our online students in terms of convocation. So if you are an online student, we do provide a full range of supports. So even if you never step foot on our Sudbury campus, full online orientation, and perhaps you participated in that last week during orientation week, academic supports that are in terms of tutoring and so on, which we'll talk about. We do still offer the exam wishes, even if you are studying online. So if those of you who have been on campus and you've been in the library and studying, and then someone delivers a Starbucks to you, if you are studying online, we are still doing something very similar in terms of granting wishes, gift cards, and so on. So something to really engage you. In January, Bell Let's Talk, so in terms of mental health supports, as well as online convocation. And I would note that we do have an updated orientation online via D2L, so you can access that. Alors, nos conseillers aux études, so academic advising. So we do have a full academic advising team, and perhaps many of you have already taken advantage of that to help with your course selection. But our academic advisors do more than that. Help you in terms of understanding university regulations and policies, à l'expression des diplômes et combinaisons d'études. Alors peut-être tu veux prendre un mineur ou changer de programme, ils peuvent t'aider avec cela. Trying to think about your degree and how that's going to link with your future career aspirations. So how might you want to combine courses, etc.? What is your particular career path? And as you're getting through and perhaps, the program is not exactly what you were expecting, or perhaps your plans have changed, how might you be able to do so? They can help you to explore some of those possibilities. They can also help you to use transfer effectively. So perhaps you are a student at another institution and you are transferring here. How might you be able to transfer those? Or as you're thinking about going on to graduate work, perhaps you've got some other credits. Referrals to supports across campus. And I think that's really important, whether that be within the CE. Alors, peut-être si vous avez besoin de tuteur ou de l'aide avec la rédaction, on peut faire des avis sur cela. Also in terms of advocacy, perhaps in terms of appeals or other things, so they can help you navigate some of that process, and all other student requests. So really in terms of being able to triage to people within the CAE or across the university. We have our student transitions and engagement team, and this is a bit of an overview of it. Although we're a small but mighty team and have lots of supports there. So supporting both international as well as domestic students. So if you're an international student in terms of student transitions and so on, and Julie would be able to definitely answer some of the questions there. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that today because I'm focusing on the academic support. But Julie is the manager there, and I see she just popped on to say hey. So we also have our Learning Commons, which is newish in terms of a new structure, and that's where I want to spend a little bit of time in terms of looking at some of the academic supports. So in terms of helping with writing, our new Tutor Ocean platform, our learning strategies, and our peer navigators. And I see that Jason is still on, and he's actually would be the best person to answer your questions about Tutor Ocean. But we last year, helping with support from the student associations, we were able to purchase Tutor Ocean, which is our new ways that we are able to pair you up with a tutor. So you can just go to laurentian.tutorocean.com and you can register. You can be paired up with a tutor for your classes. Jason, do you want to add anything actually while I'm on this slide?
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. Thanks for that. So the easiest, like Shelly mentioned, you'd visit that website and you're logging in with the same username and password that you would with any of your other student accounts. So it is very user friendly. You'd simply search for a tutor using the course code, the subject of study, or the tutor's name, if you know who the tutor is. We currently have about 55 tutors on the platform, and I'm communicating right now with about 7 or 8 more who will be doing training this Friday. So with that addition, there'll be about a little bit over 60 tutors that can cover over 400 different programs at Laurentian in both languages. So, je peux répéter en français, vous pouvez utiliser la plateforme, le site laurentian.tutorocean.com. Nous étions la première université postsecondaire ou institution postsecondaire d'avoir le site, la plateforme en français. Alors, ça c'est simplement d'accéder, changer la langue sur la page d'accueil. Et vous faites votre login avec votre nom d'utilisateur et votre mot de passe de Laurentienne. Et faites votre recherche pour un tuteur ou une tutrice d'après la code de cours, le sujet d'étude ou bien le nom du tuteur ou tutrice qui vous appuie. Et puis, de cette façon-là, ça vous donne vraiment un moyen de communiquer avec eux en direct pour l'appui. Nous avons environ 55 tuteurs, tutrices sur la plateforme. Et puis, par la fin de la semaine, on va en avoir plus que 60. Et puis, en tout, ils peuvent appuyer plus que 400 différents cours à l'Université de Laurentienne, une combinaison des langues anglaises et français.
Merci, Jason.
C'est ça.
And then finally, we have writing support, so la rédaction. And so here, if you have a course where you have an essay or a paper, and you can get help, and this is beyond just proofreading. And so that's really important. It's before, during, and after your writing. Avant, pendant, et après la rédaction. And so our writing coaches will work with you to be able to help to create a thesis statement, to make a plan in terms of your paper, APA or MLA or Chicago style referencing, so helping you with that, and as well as overall in terms of the writing process. You might get one of our writing coaches to actually be joining one of your classes. Some of our team work really closely with faculty members and helping even with the creation of the assignments. One of the things that we really emphasize is to start this process early. And so set up, even right now as you've got your syllabus, to be able to go to the writing team, to be able to get assistance and start to really plan in terms of your process. Again, it's for all students at Laurentian, tous les étudiants à la Laurentienne. Even before we were via remote, we were providing Skype appointments, and now we're using different means, typically Zoom or over the phone, email support. So it's for all students at Laurentian. So just finally, here's an overall overview of the CAE. And so I will provide an updated form like this for Jason to be able to share. In both English and French. But academic advising, I didn't talk about the A6 courses that we offer in terms of some of our transitions courses, our international student supports and services, Language Institute, are online, the Learning Commons in terms of peer assistance, transitions, tutoring, as well as our writing. So thank you very much. I'm wishing you a fantastic start to term, and merci beaucoup. Bonne journée.
Merci beaucoup, Shelley. Thanks very much for that information. I will add one final piece about Tutor Ocean is that it does offer virtual classroom and always has. So that's a benefit there for tutoring services that despite being remote, you can still access that from home. Alors, la plateforme Tutor Ocean vous permet d'accéder à une salle de classe virtuelle pour votre service de tutorat. Alors, ça vous permet de quand même avoir ce service, même si nous sommes à distance ensemble.